It's been a while since we've talked about missing persons, but today's case is just too weird not to cover. So let's talk about what happened to Eva Petrović. This is the story of the girl who stood still for 3 hours. Our story begins on June 3rd, 2019. Eva Petrović is a 22-year-old living in Belgrade, Serbia with her boyfriend. Eva was an exchange student studying in Spain. She'd recently returned home for the summer, but she'll be moving back to Madrid in September. On June, Eva goes out for dinner with her friends. They drink a little, but they all head home by 9 p.m. Eva calls her friend one last time at 9:43 p.m. And in that call, she tells her friend that she feels like someone's been following her. Her friend tells her to take a taxi home, but Eva says she lives only 15 minutes away from the restaurant and that she'll be home soon. The two say their goodbyes and hang up. Little did they know, this would be the last time anyone would hear from Eva that night. At 9:57 p.m., surveillance footage captures Eva leaving the restaurant. She appears to be alone. It looks like she took her boyfriend's advice and decided to take a cab. But at 9:58 p.m., the cab drops her off. She told her friend she would be home by 10 o'clock, but she still has some walking to do. But at 10:06 p.m., she reaches her apartment building and disappears. For the first few minutes, she walks normally, but then she turns to look over her shoulder as if she's looking for something or someone. At 10:07 p.m., the footage loses her. It can't be seen, but audio from the camera can still be heard. When the footage comes back, Eva is nowhere to be seen. At 10:15 p.m., the camera pans away for a few seconds before coming back. To its original angle, Eva is still nowhere to be seen. But now there's sounds of footsteps and voices. Although the camera never catches them, a man can be heard asking someone, "Did you see the girl?" He asks again, "Where is that girl?" In the background, Eva's boyfriend is calling her name. He also says, "It's weird." This isn't funny anymore. Clearly, he's starting to get worried because Eva should have already been home by now. Then between 10:21 p.m. and 10:27 p.m., the camera records nothing but the sound of voices and footsteps. They appear to be getting closer. Then at 10:28 p.m., Eva is suddenly seen standing still. At first, it appears as though she may have hid behind the trash cans and is trying to stay out of sight. But when the camera pans around the corner, it's clear that she's standing directly under the camera. She's made no attempt to hide herself. She's standing perfectly still. She's not blinking. She doesn't appear to be breathing. She's almost as though she's frozen in place. This continues until 1:28 a.m., when after 3 hours, Eva suddenly moves. She takes a step forward, then another, and another. Suddenly, she's running. She quickly makes her way to the door and presses the buzzer. Seconds later, it opens and she walks through. Now the entire event has been recorded. There is no footage of Eva disappearing or reappearing. The police eventually go through the footage and determine that she arrived home only 8 minutes later than when she left the restaurant. It's as though she was gone only 8 minutes, but really spent 3 hours standing still. This is all very confusing and very concerning. After Eva enters the building, she's not seen or heard from again. Her phone is found on a table inside her apartment, with the screen facing down. There are no signs of a struggle, and nothing appears to be stolen or out of place. Her boyfriend is asleep in the bedroom, but he claims that Eva never got into bed. She was simply gone. When Eva didn't show up for work the next day, her mom started getting worried. She immediately called the police and reported her missing. Police went through Eva's phone and spoke to her friends and boyfriend. Everyone was confused. Why would Eva just disappear? What could have happened to her? Then someone showed the police the footage from the apartment building. When they watched it, they were shocked. Not only did it appear as though Eva vanished for 3 hours, but they could also see the man from earlier searching for her. As soon as he saw the footage, Eva's boyfriend knew exactly what had happened. He told the police that Eva had been talking to a man online, someone she met on Facebook. He explained that Eva had gone to meet him, but he had taken her to a secret location and held her captive. That would explain why the camera didn't catch him. He must have known the cameras were there and avoided them. He also knew Eva's routine and knew that she would pass by this exact spot every night on her way home from the restaurant. He set up his car around the corner so he could watch her arrive and grab her before anyone noticed. But something went wrong. Maybe he was nervous and made a mistake. Maybe someone else was watching him. Either way, he said that he was sure Eva was still alive and asked the police to use the information he gave them to find her. Police tracked down the man. His name was Vladimir. He confessed to speaking with Eva online, but he claimed he had never met her. He agreed to let the police search his house, but they found nothing. Obviously, police didn't believe him, but it seemed like he wasn't involved. Eventually, the police put out an alert and began searching the city for Eva. Divers searched rivers and ponds, but they couldn't find anything. By June, 5 days had passed with no sign of Eva. Her mom refused to give up hope. She appeared on local TV and begged her daughter to contact her, to reach out to anyone, to let them know that she's okay. But as days turned into weeks, it became more apparent that Eva wasn't coming home. Then, on July, the police finally released Eva's identity and image to the public. A woman contacted the police and said that she had seen Eva on the night that she disappeared, but she thought she was with her boyfriend. She said that she saw them enter a bar, but that was it. The police followed up on dozens of leads, but none of them panned out. It seemed like everyone in the city had seen Eva that night, but nobody knew where she went afterward. Nobody knew what happened to her. 3 months later, Eva's mother filed a missing persons report. She was growing increasingly worried that Eva might be dead. But as the months turned into years, it seemed as though Eva was simply gone forever. But here's where the story gets strange. 2 years after Eva disappeared, she suddenly reappeared. She walked into her parents' home like nothing ever happened. It was as though she just disappeared and then suddenly came back. According to her family, she was exactly the same, yet completely different. She didn't speak much at first, but as time went on, she started opening up to her loved ones. However, she still refuses to talk about what happened to her. She won't say where she was or who she was with. And it's clear that she doesn't want to relive those moments. In fact, she even tried to move on with her life like nothing ever happened. She attended college and earned a degree in physical education. But even this felt strange to her. She would often break down crying and couldn't bring herself to continue her studies. She felt lost and scared and unsure of what to do next. After taking some time off, she decided to enroll in a master's program. Maybe with time, she'll be able to move on. But this is all she'll say. Her parents are thankful to have her home, but they're upset that she won't talk to them about what happened. And even the police are confused. They still don't know what happened to Eva and have no suspects. Even stranger, they haven't been able to piece together any of Eva's movements that night. She vanished right after leaving the restaurant. Yet somehow she ended up back in her apartment, even though she should have been hours away. The footage from the building shows her walking towards her apartment, but it provides no answers. As for Eva, she will never forget what happened to her. The memory is seared into her brain. She still has nightmares and wakes up screaming. She struggles to function normally and is still incredibly anxious and scared. Some people wonder if Eva was ever really missing at all. Maybe she faked her own disappearance to escape her problems or to run away from home. But if that was true, why did she come back? And why does she still have nightmares? Others wonder if she could have been abducted by a monster that we haven't caught yet. If that's true, why hasn't she spoken up? Wouldn't she want to help the police catch her abductor? Personally, I think that we'll never know what happened to Eva. It is a mystery that will continue to baffle experts, and a nightmare that will continue to haunt Eva. What do you think happened to Eva? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.